What's going on? Thank y'all for tuning in. This is CaineCEO. Today we're gonna be doing a little bit of reacting. Now, if y'all are not familiar with Lord Jamar, make sure you go check out some of his interviews so you get more in tune with who he is as a person. And if you've never heard of Grand Nubian, he's one of the artists, one of the rappers that actually rap with Grand Nubian, created a lot of classics, one of the great legends, one of the great legendary groups and legendary people of our time. So with that being said, apparently him and Fat Joe were getting into a tiff or a beef online. So I wanted to really touch on it, but I didn't understand what was going on until I saw this YouTube short right here. So I see this YouTube short, and what I decided to do was say, "Hey, Kane, look at the YouTube short, see what you can see, analyze it. Maybe it's something that we can go from." But then, like listening to it, I really got more aggravated because see, the reason why Kendrick Lamar took off so far this year, as opposed to all these other artists, reason why he just keeps reaching, and there is no pinnacle. He just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing because he exposed a lot of individuals who piggyback, tether, and build or vulturize this culture. I call it. It's not really vultures because vultures actually give back to the earth. So they're more like sponges to the culture because they just absorb and never return anything and that's favorable. So with that being said, I was I was I was getting to some of the topics that Lord Jamar was addressing, but I just wanted to watch the video and give a little bit of reaction to it because it kind of fucked me up, man. Because a lot of y'all individuals who do and don't understand. For those who don't, I'm gonna give you a brief understanding so you don't get none. It's gonna be trolls anyway, but I'm just gonna keep it simple so we have a full understanding of this. Inside the black culture, black people let everybody in. We're the only group of people on this planet who is not only being ostracized, demonized, and villainized, but we also invite everybody to be a part of whatever we do. We create everything that's style, fashion, and cool. That's just what black people do. Everything that you see everybody mimicking online is because a black person done it. 90% of everything as far as like the social media trends. But with that being said, I want to hear this. I want to hear what he was saying because see, like, it's a phrase that I use. Shout out Beat Out the God battle rapper. If you never heard of Beat Out the God, go check out some of his battle raps. Um, it's a phrase that I use that I actually took from Beat Out, where it's not all skin folk is your kin folk. You know, there's a group of individuals like when Kendrick called out Drake, the reason why he succeeded so much is because he was explaining how Drake does not fit into the culture. He sponged the culture, he absorbed everything, he profited off of it, but he have no real ties into the culture. So with that bit of information that I just gave you right there, I want you to understand where I'm going with this next. So let's fast forward and watch some of this video as I dissect it piece by piece.
Were made by radical black racists.
Let's say this again.
These rumors were made by radical black racists.
Now I'm gonna pause that because I want to get this a full understanding. Fat jokes. I want you to understand what I'm saying. Joey Crack. There's no such thing as a black racist. Now I know you're gonna have white people and all other people in the comment section. Oh man, you crazy, making a little laughs and making a little joke. But let me be honest with you. There is no such thing as black racist. Racism implies there's an action. Within that action implies that you can hinder or help someone based off of the color of their skin. We hold no economic weight, so therefore we have no leverage economically. We hold no political weight, so therefore we cannot hinder anyone politically. We hold no weight judicially, therefore we cannot hinder anyone judicially. We hold no weight educationally, therefore we cannot hinder anyone as far as education. We hold nothing we hold no value, no stakes, I should say, into a lot of the entities or sources or avenues that people need to survive on a day-to-day basis. We hold no value or stake in those things to add any leverage. So we cannot be racist because our actions does not limit you from breathing, walking, being free, being educated, finding a decent job, or just finding a decent home. None of that is affected by what we say or do at all. So that's not racist. That's just simple. Black people cannot be racist by definition.
Let's just say that by radical black racist. Let's just say that. Okay, it's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right. And see, I'm gonna kind of dissect what he's trying to say, because what it is Luke, when Kamala Harris was running for office, Luke and a few other individuals who aren't from America was trying to scold black men and black people in general, but mostly black men, because we didn't see her as a black person, because she's openly admitted to not being a black woman. She's done videos with her girl from the Mindy Project where they were cooking and she was explaining about her Indian past. She's never identified as a black woman until she had to run for office, and because she tends to try to pander and cater for votes, that's what they did. So Tariq Nasheed, the brother Tariq Nasheed, ended up saying, had a few harsh words with him and Luke. They went back and forth. Now you got individuals who are side with Luke because they never understood what the fuck black people were talking about. Inside the struggle, inside the years of pain, Fat Joe's never sat down and watched Hidden Colors 1 through 5. He's never actually read a book about black history. He came into the black culture, benefited from the black culture, made music, and profited off the black culture, and even the way we talk, walk, and our demeanor. But when it comes to foundational black Americans, I'm going to say that again, foundational black Americans, he don't have a fucking clue about what the fuck is going on.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
Never mind. You want me to say it name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA, Foundational Black Authority.
The Foundational Black Authority, as he called it, don't exist. The name is Foundational Black Americans. And Foundational Black Americans is not a group. It's black people who were born in America, whose grandfather, grandmother, mother, father, great-grandmother, great-grandfather, so on and so forth, came from the slave trade. The individuals who were brought over here and forced into slave labor, beaten, tortured, unalived, R-worded, all types of things of horrific action. I mean, what horrific levels have happened to black people. And so the individuals who are from America, who are black, whose family have the history of coming from Africa through the slave trade and end up being a part of of every movement that helped benefit the black community that we see now, like civil rights movement. When we look at everything that how black people fought over and over again, then they had kids. Their kids fought. They had kids. Their kids fought, and it kept happening until they come down to us. So, Foundational Black Americans is not an organization. It's the black people who are born in America, who come from African American stock, the stock they come from slave trades, the individuals who were here before 1776, the individuals who were here before the Declaration of Independence. You get what I'm saying? The individuals who were here, those are the foundational black Americans. The ones whose for us, it'd be our great-great-great-grandfathers or great-great-grand-uncles or cousins or 15th cousin twice removed who was 2 and 3 years old that was fed to crocodiles and alligators so they could lure the alligators out the water so they could kill them and then use their skin for belts and shoes. And then sometimes take some of the slaves or the kidnappees, and then they would use their skin and their hair for bags, purses, and book bags, and pants, and shirts, and jackets. So it's not a fucking joke. See, the fact is, Fat Joe got on the podcast, and he know that Math Hoffa has no fucking idea about what's going on. He's for them to be in New York, like they like to mention, they tend not to understand with the reality and the fullest extent of what's happening. But I digress. Let's get right back to it.
Whoever the fuck these broke niggas is.
These broke N-words. He called black people who were born in America broke N-words.
Whoever the fuck these broke niggas is.
And everybody in the room laughing. All the black Americans that he's talking about, that he just called broke, they're laughing at it because it's funny to them. He's talking about y'all. Y'all are foundational black Americans.
I'm just keeping it a buck, and that shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, you know, your leader? Yo, man, you gotta be fucking.
There is no leader. There is no runner. Foundational black Americans, as I keep repeating, are the black people who come from slave stock. But he don't know this because Fat Joe is not part of the culture, fam.
Kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling the whole other story. This was whoopity doop wop. Yo.
It's not. It has nothing to do with being from New York. It has everything to do with being a black person and understanding that you have to hold value. See, let me see something. My keyboard is messing. My keys are stuck. See, this is what he's talking about. Black authority. See, it's not even real. They just, people say it because of it. It's hilarious. Nobody, listen to this. The foundational black authority is hilarious. Nobody, that's because he don't know. Let me explain something to you. A foundational black American is any person classified as black who can trace their bloodline lineage back to the American system of slavery. To be designated as an FBA, at least one parent must be from non-immigrant background in the United States. So to be a foundational black American, not authority, you have to be black. Born here, at least one parent has to be from the slave trade, slave stocks. Exactly what I just said. So my whole point is this. Fat Joe is just like every other person who jumps into the black community. They pretend to be part of the black community. They pretend to be allies, but when it's all said and done, they are not with us. They are not like us. They are not like us. And what Kendrick say? I'm just saying, man. This CaineCEO, man. I'm out of here. I'm drinking my water.